Russian media has called Tulsi Gabbard our girl. She has called Ukrainian President Zelensky corrupt and criticized aid to Ukraine because it, quote, antagonized Putin. She has traveled to Syria to meet with the former President Bashar al-Assad, who was in the process of gassing civilians and murdering 700,000 of his own citizens. And then she denied his well-documented use of chemical weapons against civilians. And she refuses to call Edward Snowden, who leaked reams of our most sensitive and confidential intelligence, a traitor. And now, after all of that, Donald Trump wants her to lead our nation's sprawling intelligence network. As the Director of National Intelligence, Gabbard would oversee the international spy networks that monitor terrorist threats, nuclear arms trafficking, and covert operations by our allies and our enemies. She would have access to critical intelligence gathered by our allies, and she would be responsible for choosing when or if we should share ours. This is not a symbolic post. This is the beating heart of our nation's national security infrastructure. Gabbard has no experience working in intelligence. Donald Trump picked her solely because she is entirely loyal to him and will use our intelligence in any way that suits Donald Trump, not the United States. The damage to our national security will be immeasurable. We will lose vital sources of information. Our allies will not share their intelligence because they can't trust that it will be kept confidential and used properly. Without those sources of information, we will not be able to stop terrorist attacks, drug traffickers, criminal gangs, and other dangers to our homeland, right here in this country. So, to my Senate colleagues, I say this: Tulsi Gabbard will do untold damage to our nation's national security if you confirm her to be the Director of National Intelligence. If there were ever a time to choose your country over your party, it is right now. If there were ever a time to put the safety and security of our homeland over your fears of political retribution from Donald Trump, it is this vote. For the good of our nation, fulfill your constitutional oath and reject this dangerously unqualified nominee.